Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Which coin is the target of the elusive excerpt? Investors in Ripple, how long will their faith last? By mid-2023, how much will excerpt cost? To all of your questions, we have answers. The SEC's case against Ripple has reached a new stage. As the Bitcoin community awaits the summary judgment, a blockchain startup has the opportunity to significantly impact the outcome. Since the middle of 2018, the SEC expert claims that XRP price fluctuations of up to 90 seconds have been caused by fluctuations in the values of Bitcoin and Ethereum, as reported by lawyer Bill Morgan in a tweet on April 7th. He conjectured that Ripple might be letting the value of excerpt fluctuate with Bitcoin and Ethereum prices if the SEC's premise about its experts' expertise is right. In light of this assertion, the SEC sets out to provide evidence that the value of snippets is influenced by Ripple's price announcements. The fact that Bitcoin's value influences the value of most cryptocurrencies lends credence to Morgan's argument. Morgan also pointed out that some still believe XRP is a security, and that Ripple's massive XRP holdings indicate the XRP ledger is centralized. The SEC is suing Ripple because the company is selling XRP tokens without first having them registered as securities. In an effort to defend itself, Ripple is attempting to have the regulator's unsealed lecture remarks released, in which he referred to Bitcoin and Ethereum as securities. According to the SEC, shareholders are banking on Ripple's legal efforts paying off, and Morgan concurs. The attorney elaborated that investors are not counting on Ripple's business operations to generate revenue from XRP, but rather on the company's legal efforts to prevail in its battle with the SEC. If Ripple is successful in its legal efforts to dismiss the SEC's action, it will prove that its backers were justified in their confidence. Even the SEC admits that Ripple's operations after mid-2018 had little effect on the token's value. Therefore, Jeremy Hogan, another proponent of XRP, utilized Morgan's words to predict an unexpected result in the case. Hogan speculated that the presiding judge might rule that XRP sales made after the middle of 2018 were not securities if she decided to split the baby. The SEC itself acknowledges that the price of XRP has been relatively unaffected by Ripple's actions since the middle of 2018. So, the judge in the Ripple case could divide the child along these lines. That's a horrible way to put things, wouldn't you agree? The subsequent XRP sales may be seen to not have been securities. Hogan speculated that the ruling could have far-reaching effects, such as requiring Ripple to pay a fee to continue operating normally, since it is the only cryptocurrency with a clear legal standing. Hogan noted that XRP may affect how exchanges handle other digital assets. The time of the summary judgment is currently unknown. Some legal experts have speculated that the trial's verdict might come as early as the first quarter of 2023. The outcome of this case could have repercussions for XRP value and the cryptocurrency market as a whole. XRP is currently trading at 51 cents, up by about $1 for the week. In its most recent filing, Ripple Labs continues their aggressive campaign against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Ripple Labs provides a strong and confident opposition to the SEC's letter of supplemental authority about the regulator's move for summary judgment. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has provided proof of its ongoing legal conflict with Ripple Labs by citing an enforcement action against investment advising company Commonwealth Equity Services. But Ripple's legal team has fired back, saying the cited ruling doesn't affect their fair notice stance. According to the SEC complaint, Ripple Labs and its CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen conducted an unregistered ongoing sale of digital assets totaling over $1.3 billion. When it comes to defending the securities fraud lawsuit it wants to launch in December 2020, Ripple's main argument is that the SEC didn't allow it enough time to prepare. On April 11th, the SEC presented oral arguments to the presiding judge, emphasizing the Commonwealth's decision that a precedent set by a previous court gives adequate fair notice. The SEC argued that the precedent that led to the creation of the Howey test gave Ripple Labs adequate notice of what constitutes a security. According to the SEC, their recent victory against Commonwealth lends credence to their earlier decision to rule against Ripple's fair notice argument. However, Ripple's legal team responded on April 13th, arguing that the decision cited by the Commonwealth did not provide additional precedent for rejecting Ripple's fair notice claim. The Honorable Annalisa Torres, district judge, was sent a letter outlining the differences. Among the issues raised by Ripple was the lack of contemporaneous evidence in the Commonwealth's case. In contrast, there is a mountain of evidence in the Ripple case, including SEC contacts with third parties, demonstrating that ordinary market participants did not view Ripple's offers and sales of supplemental compensation as investment contracts. Furthermore, in their response, Ripple emphasized the importance of the threshold question of whether or not the Securities Act applies to their offers and sales of XRP. Since the court had already ruled against the SEC's use of similar cases, it wouldn't help them this time around. The defense argued that the SEC's reliance on a line of district court rulings that had previously rejected fair notice defenses was immaterial. Ripple contended that the court should uphold the defendant's fair notice claim because the most similar case, Upton, is a binding precedent. One of the best performing assets is anticipated to be Ripple after the SEC dispute is resolved. BitBoy, whose real name is Ben Armstrong, has been relentlessly pushing this narrative. A prominent figure in the cryptocurrency industry recently predicted that those who held on to their XRP until the litigation was settled would reap significant financial rewards. BitBoy took to Twitter on Wednesday to voice his opinion, quoting a famous saying that is commonly attributed to the philosopher Seneca. He predicted that when the Ripple VC case was finally settled, it would mark the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. At any time, the Ripple situation might be settled. When one thing ends, something new starts. The latest development is that staying with XRP and the Foxer army can lead to a prosperous financial future. Start putting away your provisions, it's time. And Sample from his book predicts that investors would see massive profits once the lengthy legal battles with the Seeker begin in the new chapter. Encouraged that the XRP army's hard work would soon pay off, he urged them to keep up the good fight. BitBoy also expressed optimism that Ripple and the ZEC would soon settle their ongoing legal dispute. The XRP community is taking this comment with a grain of salt because the famous crypto influencer has already predicted that the case will end in September 2021. BitBoy admitted publicly that his September 2021 prediction was incorrect. His recent statements were not based on speculation, but rather on hard evidence, he emphasized, even though the trial program is expected to end up soon. A ruling was expected by attorney John Deaton on May 6th. In my opinion, the Ripple matter will soon be settled, thus I welcome the criticism. By September of 2021, I expect everything to be resolved. That date is the most exact I've ever been. This did not take place. There is an end in sight for the Oxb lawsuit. It's not a prediction at all. The time for scumbags to prove themselves is over. It's all over today. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.